Good morning, Ms. Gracia and classmates. This is our, we are recording a video for Extra Points about sharing with you what we learned about the conference we received on the last Friday, which was about the water table and soil conservation. This conference was given by the expositor Carlos Gaugel. What we learned were some basic stops we learned from the subject we received in the first trimester about suelos, and then we just learned some specific things about the conservation and about the impact it has taken the water in agriculture specifically and in soil. So
first, Dr. Gaugel, first he started teaching us how to conserve the soil, how water affects the soil, and where is the water table located. So, in first, how we can conserve the soil is depending on what type of soil we have. There are different textures, and there are many different facts, like, for example, we also have to make that the water flow in the direction that we need it. In this way, we will conserve a better soil, and we also have to remember about what texture of soil we have, because there is like this type of soil that can retain a lot of water. There is this type of soil that the water will flow easier, and we also need a combination of the three textures. And he also talked about the water table, which the water table is located like here is the soil, and the water table is located like here, and we can use like some bombs to irrigate. And he also talked to also learn what type of water is that, because if the water have like the pH very low or some other chemical things, we can also affect our crops.
yes, and so this conference was given us with the purpose of learning about also not only the effects but also about how can we preserve water in the soil. And so we talk about we learn about the contamination that goes in the upper layer of the earth, then goes inside and contaminate the water we have. But not only the water we have in the most upper layer, but also the water that goes to the aquifers. And then when the water gets contaminated and contaminated the whole aquifer, then we have water that we cannot use or is not very useful for our crops, or for if we need other use, not only for irrigation of our plants, but also the damage that it causes in the soil. We also learn that the horizons of the soil change because of depending on how contaminated the water is. And we learned that then now, because we have contaminated water, now we have to deal not only about degraded soils, but also about contaminated water in the soil.
Okay, so the soil is like a profile that you can see. It is composed of many different horizons, and each of these horizons have different type of chemicals, different type of textures, and that's how soil works. For example, in the first layer, in the first horizon of the soil, there is normally found this horizon O, which is most composed of organic materials, and depending of that horizon, our crop will grow easier, or it will take it like more time to grow. And Also, we also are talking about water, and the conference also focus on the water table. Maybe you are asking in yourself, what are we also talking about the horizons? Because how water moves on the earth, it is like very
Like very close to each other.
I very close to each other, because on how texture is affected, and we also talk about the Bateau zone, and the Bateau zone is when it like the last horizon where the water moves through this type of aqua filters, and that's all of my part. Maybe you will want to add something.
Just as a conclusion, we just learned the great impact that water causes in the contaminated water caused in our crops and in agriculture, and how could we affect or benefit our crops by helping the soil too. And yeah, that was basically what we learned at the end. And so thank you for watching, and yeah, thank you.